Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Monday, October the 28th. Starting with 3 stars of the week. Your first star of the week from the Vegas Golden Knights is Mark Stone. In 3 games, he had 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points. Stone and Eichel have been just almost unstoppable out there. I believe Stone's 17 points leads the league in points at this stage. Just absolutely incredible run for him to start the year. UC Saros of Nashville is the second star of the week. He went 2-0 with a .968 save percentage. And Matt Duchene of the Dallas Stars is the third star of the week. 3 games, 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points. Let me know your thoughts about the 3 stars of the week. Jake McCabe. He has signed an extension with the Toronto Maple Leafs. It is a 5-year deal. The cap hit $4.51 million. What's interesting is deferred money. There's deferred money in this. Elliot Friedman, first to report that I saw anyways. That the cap hit would have been around $4.7 million, but due to some deferred money, ends up being $4.5 million. So by my count, that's like $0.2 million times 5. So that's like $1 million that's deferred at the end of it. Remember, the NHL said they were going to be watching this and seeing what happens with deferred money. It is a way to keep yourself under the salary cap because that deferred money just disappears. So the National Hockey League is definitely going to be watching this going forward. We'll see what other deferred money we start seeing with extensions, but it is a way to artificially drop down the cap hit, right? So at any rate, we'll see what happens. And I say artificially because that money's paid out after that last year of the contract, and thus it does not count officially on the salary cap for that season. So, yeah, we'll see what other teams do that. It wasn't it Seth Jarvis was the first contract, and now we got this one? Good times. All right, Kolosov, last night for the Philadelphia Flyers, he becomes a first. He is the first Belarus-born goaltender to play in the National Hockey League. I thought Kolosov was okay. He does need to work a bit on his rebounds. However, before that game took place, Tortorella came out and admitted, yeah, Fedorov needs to be better. And I don't think there's any argument to be made that, Fedorov has been great or anything. I do feel bad, again, for goaltenders and for players who come over to North America. Maybe they don't know the culture very well. Maybe they don't speak the language very well. And then you're thrust into games at the National Hockey League level against some of the best players in the world. It has to be difficult. So that's why I haven't been dunking on Fedorov. That's why I don't talk about, this goalie came over and he's no good, or this player came over and he's no good, because I just don't think that's a productive conversation. I don't think it's fair either. Yes, there are some players who come over from overseas and play quite well out of the gate, but they're not really the rule. They're more the exception, I feel. But you guys can let me know your thoughts on Kolosov, how he played last night. For the Flyers, it really is at this stage a matter of, do they have a starting goaltender? Honest, legit question. If I had to answer right now, my answer would be no. They do not, in my eyes, have a starting goaltender that I can say, yes, this is a guy that you can ride with, and he'll be great through. He can play 50 games and be excellent. And it's interesting because Philadelphia doesn't have a bad roster. They don't have a great record, but they don't have a bad roster. But when you look at expected goals against and you look at the advanced numbers, the goaltending is costing them games. So we'll see how long this goes on with the Flyers before there's some kind of change made, or if they bother to look to make changes, because they are doing a rebuild. So we'll see, right? Sasha Barkov will be returning to the lineup tonight for the Florida Panthers against the Buffalo Sabres. Barkov out for a while. Florida figured things out without Barkov. Now Barkov comes back in. You got to shuffle a couple lines around. And Barkov, I would imagine, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a couple of points tonight against Buffalo, to be honest. He's an excellent all-around player. Great defensively, great offensively. Not really much else needs to be said. Good gesture by the Tampa Bay Lightning's ownership. And I have to say that for NHL teams, they've been doing a good job of giving money to hurricane relief. Tampa Bay's new ownership, who of course just became owners less than a week ago, they are donating $1 million. The ownership group's donating $1 million for hurricane relief efforts. So that money will go to a good cause. And for anybody affected by that hurricane, I guess hurricanes that have come in, but they're the first one that came in, Helene, that's the big one. At any rate, anybody affected by the hurricanes that have come in, hopefully things are going well. And if they're not going well yet, hopefully they go well soon. Because, yeah, it's been kind of an ugly hurricane season thus far. I say thus far because we're not quite into November, so you never know. Marc-Andre Fleury. So here's a feel-good story for you. Marc-Andre Fleury took to the ice today in Pittsburgh. He did so with teens at the Penguins XL hockey camp. To 10 goal briefly, apparently he was just in net for a couple of minutes. But how amazing is that for these teenagers that are at a hockey camp to suddenly look in the net and go, that's Marc-Andre Fleury. And you know everybody's going to take a shot and see if you can get that goal on him, right? Even though it's just a practice environment, you can still say, hey, so I was at a hockey camp and I scored a goal on Marc-Andre Fleury. I mean, you could use that story forever, right? So I think this is great. I think this kind of outreach is always good by players, and it shows Marc-Andre Fleury, pretty decent guy. I've never heard anything negative about Marc-Andre Fleury from a personal perspective. You know, I'll talk about how he's had down times as a goaltender and great times as a goaltender, but as a person, I've never heard anything negative about Marc-Andre Fleury. Jared Spurgeon could play tomorrow for Minnesota against the Penguins, so he's in full contact jersey. They're just waiting on the medical results. So doctors need to check a player out, make sure he's 100% clear and good to go. And with Spurgeon, it looks like he could be playing tomorrow against the Penguins. And for the Wild, a team that have had a really good stretch of games lately, getting Spurgeon back in the lineup should only make them that much better. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.